President Trump heaping glowing praise on member after member of his cabinet and team today during a roundtable at FEMA.
Secretary Michael Pompeo, what a job you've done, and we appreciate it. The whole country appreciates it. Secretary Ryan Zinke, great job you're doing. Secretary Ben Carson, what you're doing is great, Ben. It's really inspirational. Elaine Chao, Secretary, all you do is produce. You do it in a very quiet way and so effective and so incredible. Secretary Nielsen, what do I say about you? You are doing great. General John Kelly is here someplace. General? Good, General. Great job, John. Administrator Scott Pruitt, thank you, Scott, very much. EPA is doing really, really well. And, you know, somebody has to say that about you a little bit. A friend of mine for a long time, Administrator Linda McMahon, one of the real stars.
It just didn't stop. I mean, everybody was gushed over, except one person.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very much.
All right. I'm sorry. Out front now. Since when do the words thank you just say so much? Okay, White House correspondent for American Urban Radio Network's April Ryan, former special assistant to President George W. Bush, Scott Jennings, and former counselor to President Bill Clinton, Paul Begala. Scott, let me start with you. Ben Carson is inspirational. Elaine Chao is incredible. The Homeland Security Secretary, Kirstjen Nielsen, whom Trump has berated to the point she reportedly threatened to quit. She's great. Jeff Sessions, thank you. That's all we got.
Yeah, Nielsen and Pruitt, I thought those were the two most interesting things today, given the history that he's had with her and what's been in the news about Scott Pruitt. But on Jeff Sessions, look, clearly the president is mad about the Russia investigation. He's been mad about it since he took office, and Jeff Sessions is the person he most closely associates with that building. He's made no secret of his displeasure with Sessions' job. The thing is, Jeff Sessions is doing a good job for the president. He just puts his head down and he goes to work every day. I think Attorney General Sessions has a thick hide after being in politics for a long time. And I think he sleeps easy at night because, A, he believes he did the right thing on the recusal.
Sure does. Yeah.
And B, and maybe Donald Trump doesn't know it yet, but when Jeff Sessions recused, he gave the president a gift, which is this. When this investigation is over, if they find there was no collusion, and Jeff Sessions was not part of the investigation because he recused himself, he's taking a key argument off the board. Can you imagine if Sessions was still running this thing and they found no collusion? The Democrats would be all over the president. Absolutely.
So, Paul, look, to Scott's point, we know Trump despises Jeff Sessions when it comes to Russia. I mean, look, there was a tweet just yesterday. Trump said the Russian witch hunt hoax continues. All because Jeff Sessions didn't tell me he was going to recuse himself. I would have quickly picked someone else. So much time and money wasted, so many lives ruined. And Sessions knew better than most that there was no collusion. So I guess if you look at that measure, Paul, the president held back today by thanking Jeff Sessions.
Yeah, he kind of wimped out when it was mano a mano there, actually.
Yeah, you know, easy to whatever all over somebody on a tweet, but when you're looking him in the eye, I guess you go to thank you.
I guess so. I think it's a very good point. I think we find ourselves in a remarkable historic moment, though, where the president of the United States has a warmer relationship with Vladimir Putin than he does with his own attorney general. He says lately, last few weeks, nicer things about Kim Jong-un than he does about Jeff Sessions. I mean, that's a really remarkable situation that we find ourselves in.
April, here's the thing, though. The president, obviously you have the juxtaposition of the Jeff Sessions comment with everybody else. But what he was saying to everybody else is so Trumpian, heaping praise on people indiscriminately and often disingenuously. It's easy for him to do. It's a crutch. Here he is doing it on episodes of Celebrity Apprentice.
So, Governor, you have a hell of a lot of guts. I have to tell you that. I have friends where things have happened to them. They crawl into a corner, they die. You're out there punching. So I respect that.
I appreciate that.
Hi, Kim.
How are you?
You look great. I love your fragrance. I think it's really special. I'm going to get some.
Thank you. And Chloe says hi.
And Chloe is terrific. She really is. She did great on the show, and she's a terrific person just like you are. Cindy, I love your hairdo.
Thank you.
You're a big believer in hair like I am, right?
Yes.
Very good.
That was the disingenuous. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, April. Trump only said 11 words about Jeff Sessions, 5 of which were Attorney General Jeff Sessions and Jeff. So what's the game at this point? Because Jeff Sessions obviously has refused to resign.
Well, there is no game. This president is sincere and strategic. He heaped all the praise on everyone around that table, to include the embattled and investigated Pruitt. He told the transportation secretary she produces quietly. I mean, he praised on Ben Carson. But when it came to Jeff Sessions, that was a jab. That polite thank you was a jab, because he didn't get anything else. But what I will say, Jeff Sessions is that fly in the ointment for this president for various reasons. One, U.S. senators, Republican senators, are very angry with this president about messing with Jeff Sessions. Two, if the president does decide to fire Jeff Sessions, it's obstruction of justice. And three, this is the interesting piece to me. Since the president doesn't like Jeff Sessions so much and really doesn't want to hear what he has to say, Jeff Sessions is allegedly the holdup to bringing a sentencing reform to the White House. They're only doing prison reform, not linking it with sentencing reform, because Jeff Sessions does not want to do it. And that's interesting right there. So Jeff Sessions wields a lot of power, and the president, to a certain extent, has to eat it, even though he's jabbing him with just a thank you and making those little tweets about
the irony, the first sitting senator to come out and endorse him and all this, and now Jeff Sessions basically, it's the guy just every single day, Trump, the thorn in his side.